Welcome to the Viva Vegan Minisode with me, Faye.
And me, Rachel. How's your week been going then, Faye?
Yeah, it's been fab, thanks. The sun is shining. I have been desperately trying to get a suntan on these pasty arms.
Yeah, it's been nice, hasn't it, having the sun finally, getting a bit of vitamin D from the sky. And we actually had a cracking night out on Wednesday, didn't we?
Woo! You make it sound really wild.
Yeah, it wasn't taking shots and tequila slammers. It was a food-based night out, and we went to the Canteen in Bristol. So if we've got any local Bristol listeners, make sure you go to the Canteen because the food is unreal.
It was exquisite, wasn't it? Is that being a bit over the top exquisite? But
no, it was excellent. Yeah, I had like these crispy smashed potatoes with like vegan cheese and like a... Is it aioli or aioli? Yeah. And then we had we both had this as well actually, didn't we? Like crispy oyster mushrooms. And the texture was just, I couldn't believe it was a mushroom.
Yeah. Was it trying to kind of emulate prawns or like a shrimp?
I was thinking wings.
Oh, okay.
I got like wings vibes.
We're so vegan, yeah. Not a clue. Could have been fish, it could have been chicken. But it was delicious, whatever it was. It was
so nice.
Oh,
yeah.
and the broccoli, the side dish, which I'm a huge fan of.
You are a
greens.
big broccoli fan, yeah.
I love a good broccoli. And this was served with spinach and soy sauce and chilli, and it was...
Yeah, had a real kick to it as well, which I liked, to have a bit of spice. So, yeah, any Bristol listeners, make sure you go to the Canteen.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk about Martin Freeman, who has been a vegetarian for 38 years, which is my entire lifetime.
Yeah, and he's given it up, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's kind of done a strange U-turn, which is he doesn't like ultra-processed vegan meat.
Yeah, which is fair enough.
Totally fine, we get that.
I don't get that, but some people do.
I totally get that. But what he's decided to do is to go full circle and start eating animal meat.
Yeah.
And not eat, he's eating the most processed animal meats at that. He's talking about sausage rolls and
pork pies,
Scotch
eggs.
Oh.
A Scotch egg actually makes me feel sick, the thought of it. Yeah. Even when I ate meat, I would never go near that. It's just revolting. And
his argument is that, it just seems kind of ironic that he's gone for the ultra-processed, worst possible kinds of foods, while saying that that's the reason he was vegetarian initially. It doesn't make any sense.
It's very wild move from him. And I think we just want to send a sort of supportive message to him, saying, not supporting what he's doing, but saying, when you're ready to come back, to the vegan side of things, you definitely should, because, he's saying that he doesn't want to eat ultra-processed food. That's fine. Go for a whole food, plant-based diet,
Yeah, there's so many good options. I mean, we were talking about this. You get kind of tofus, you can eat whole grains.
Yeah, lentils, tempeh. And when you say to someone now, you need to eat lentils and beans, they're gonna, if you say that to a non-vegan, they're gonna say, what the hell is that? But there's so many delicious flavours that you can make out of it. There is whole food meals that I've eaten that I can hardly believe that they've managed to turn, you can turn lentils into a burger and you mash them up with mushrooms in the food processor, and then it's wild, yeah. So come back, Martin.
Come back, Martin.
We missed you.
You'll always be my Bilbo. You've been getting quite healthy, haven't you, recently?
I have actually. Because I will put my hands up and say I've always been a big fan of vegan meats. But I've recently been trying to move more towards a whole food plant-based diet. And I've been doing it maybe for 3 months now, and I've still been eating vegan meat as a treat, on a Saturday morning I have a sausage sarnie and a cup of tea, but generally speaking I'm only really eating it once a week and eating a lot more tofu and lentils and all of that. And I've noticed my skin has massively cleared up. That's the main thing I've noticed. I used to get quite bad acne, and touch wood.
I haven't even wood.
Yeah, my skin's been really clear recently, so it's definitely because of that, I'm going to say.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Now, from a really healthy kind of perspective, I love all the healthy foods, but I would really like to just reach out to Greggs.
Oh, Greggs.
And just say, please, please, please consider bringing back the vegan steak bake.
Yeah. I love Greggs. I think they've done a lot for the vegan movement by introducing the vegan sausage roll, just in terms of how mad it made everybody. Piers Morgan crying over it. Boris Johnson not being able to pronounce it. Do you remember that when he said vegan? It's hilarious. And I think they've been real pioneers in creating affordable vegan food. It's not very expensive, a sausage roll.
No, it isn't.
It's a staple.
Love it.
Yeah, but come on, Greggs, you can't be getting rid of the steak bake.
Yeah, it's true. When you do want the junk food, it was one of the best options, I think.
Yeah, it's a go-to. We're not advocating for eating it every day, but on the weekend, treat yourself to little Greggs. I mean, it's not all bad news though, because they have got rid of the steak bake to replace it with something new. So they've brought out a vegan crispy chicken Mexican bake, which does look delicious, to be fair, and I'll definitely be trying it next week. They've also introduced oat milk, and I'm not saying it's because of me. However, 2 years ago I did DM them on the X, formerly known as Twitter, and asked them to introduce oat milk, and they said they were considering it.
Rachel Stone. I mean, draw your own conclusions from that, but it sounds very much like it was down to Rachel.
Yes,
so.
I'll be taking the credit.
So for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, we have got a new interview up with Thomas Pickering, who has directed the documentary I Could Never Go Vegan. And he's the first in season 3 of the latest season of the podcast, which is coming out. Rachel, who've you chatted to for this season?
I mean, I've been around. I've been to London more times than I can say. We interviewed Andy from This, the vegan meat brand, who is really lovely and yeah, very entertaining interview. And then I also interviewed Vegan Beauty Girl. So one of my sort of special interests is vegan beauty and skincare products. So it was really great to be able to meet her and hear her take on things. She's just like really lovely. And then you and I did a sort of joint interview, didn't we, with Dr. Daisy Lund and Claire Day from Plant-Based Health Professionals. And they run the In a Nutshell podcast, and they were just so informative, so down to earth, just lovely doctors. So,
yeah, they were a delight to talk to, and it was great because we got to ask questions around, you know, like obviously there's the protein myths, but we were asking quite a few questions around healthcare and even said kind of like trending topical things like Ozempic and oat milk. Yeah. So it was great to get actual doctors and their perspective, you know, being I think 20 years, both of them have been working within
it's been a long time in the game, and they know a lot. And I think it's really important for vegans that have these kind of professions to be speaking out and sharing their knowledge and pioneering a vegan diet as a healthy option. So
check out their podcast as well, In a Nutshell, because it's really informative, and they kind of cover a lot of the main topics and they have different guest speakers and things like that.
Some of them are very mind-blowing, so highly recommend that.
One of the other people I spoke to on the podcast for season 3 was Ryan, who is a co-owner of the Queen Inn in
Cwmbran.
Nailed it. In Wales. Yeah, a lot of friends and my girlfriend are Welsh, so if I don't get that right, I'm in trouble. And he was like brilliant to chat to. They've owned the Queen Inn for 20 years. It's their 20th anniversary this year, and they're having the Vegan Queen event.
Yes.
In June 15th.
Yeah.
And Viva will be there. Rachel.
Viva will be there, and I'm actually going to be there myself, working on the stall. So anyone that's in the area, come on down. It'd be great to meet you.
Unless your baby reindeer.
And be a really good day. I'm really looking forward to it, and it's just always nice to go to Wales. I love it in Wales, and it's because it's in Cwmbran. It's like in a quite rural setting, and I just think it's so lovely that it's not in a big city and people go there. It's like a destination place to go, which I think is just really, really nice, and it's really important to support vegan businesses, particularly in the current cosy lives.
Cosy lives.
Cost of living.
That is not going to be a thing. You are not doing that.
It's really important to be supporting all of our vegan businesses and showing them some love in the hard times. So really looking forward to that. It's going to be a good day.
It will be. Yeah, there's live music, psych rock. There's going to be some incredible vendors, I think, doing the food there. Obviously, Viva will be there. One of the things that they'll be doing there as well is selling the cookbook. For anyone who hasn't bought the cookbook yet, May is definitely the time to do it because we've got free postage and packaging throughout all of May. And not only that, but we're running a really brilliant competition. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so it's probably one of the biggest competitions that we're running all year, really. So inside one of the cookbooks that we will sell throughout May, there is a lovely golden ticket. That lovely golden ticket can be redeemed for 2 tickets to Vegan Camp Out, including camping. So that is a prize value of £250. So it's a really big competition that we're running. Make sure that you buy in the cookbook throughout May, and we've got all the T's and C's on the website.
And speaking of Camp Out, which we are working, I'm really looking forward to it. We've got some really big names.
We've got some A-listers on the list that we're going to be speaking to live from Camp Out, which will be really good.
And not just that, we're actually going to be hiring a split VW camper this year. So we'll be doing the interviews from the camper van.
We will. And of course, on top of that, because we are Camp Out's main sponsor, we're going to have a huge presence at the festival this year. We've got a massive store where you can learn all about our campaigns. You can buy the cookbook, you can join as a member. And we've also got loads of talks going on. We've got a screening of our 30th anniversary film. We've got, interviews going on. So if you'd like to join us at Camp Out this year, then make sure you buy your copy of the cookbook throughout May for your chance to win this amazing prize. And all the T's and C's can be found on our website.
And finally, let's just talk a little bit about the latest initiative from Lidl in Belgium, which is to reduce all of its proteins that are plant-based to the same price as meat products.
Yeah, it's a real huge thing that they're doing to make vegan eating more accessible to everybody, and they already do a lot for making prices of food accessible in Lidl, and they're sort of making the vegan diet suitable for everybody, so no one in Belgium will be able to use the argument that being vegan is too expensive. Just go to Lidl.
It's brilliant.
Solid. Yeah, and what do we need? We need the UK to be doing it as well.
We do. Well, we need them all, don't we, to be doing it, but get that done in the UK. Although I do have to say I love Lidl.
I do.
I got a bag of potatoes for 20p in there.
Yeah, the value for money is, excellent. I think that's about all we've got time for this month, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Gone so quickly. There's always so much to talk about.
There always is. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you tune into the regular podcast and keep watching the minisode.
Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing you next month.
Yeah, and leave some comments below. Let us know what you thought of the episode, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, things that we should talk about.
But also if you didn't like it, sometimes it's just best left unsaid, isn't it? So
yeah, true.
Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next month.
Bye.
Bye.